Okay, today's video we're going to talk about Uber Eats sponsored ads and whether they work or not. The answer to this is hell yes they do. And you should use it if you're running a restaurant absolutely every time. That is if you have a good product, okay? Normally, if you have a good product, you run ads on this platform. When people are looking for a restaurant like yours, you're going to show up, okay? And then yes, because of the relevancy and the decent price on clicks with the ads on Uber Eats, you're not going to have any problem getting a return. Now there are some specific things that you need to know going in to where you will realize that return, of which I'm going to go over what those are specifically in this video as well. If you want to grow your restaurant, running ads is the way to do it. Of course, through Uber Eats, Doordash, and the like, we can run our profiles there and we can get business in the door. However, it's only going to take us so far. Running the ads, though, is going to really take you into the stratosphere. I'm going to talk about how to run ads from a 20-year ad expert and a person who does this for other restaurants already, and tell you the success we've had with it, what kind of returns you can expect, and so forth. So with that said, I'll get directly into the content. If you like what you're getting through Uber Eats now, okay, naturally, every single time you should be considering to do the sponsored ads to take things to the next level, okay? Now, that said, the options are you can go after new customers or existing customers. And you know, going after existing customers might be okay in some situations. What I'm going to tell you in general is you're not going to end up, because we've tested this already, end up getting that many more customers going and making sure you run the ads for existing customers, because people that already have done business with you, they're already going to rank you fairly high for that person already, because that's how the algorithm's set up. So with that said, I wouldn't basically mention wasting your money there, even though the ROI on your ad spend is going to look great in that situation. Of course it is. These people already know you, and they probably were going to order from you anyway. Okay? Now, from there though, if you go after new customers, this is going to make sure that if they're looking for a Mexican restaurant and that's what you have, that you're going to show up at the top, the first spot in the search results on the app. And that's where you want to be, and that's what you want. That's what's going to get you the results. Versus now you're might be 3, 4, 5, down the list. Running ads using the Uber Eats sponsored ads, you should be able to get at least a 200% what they call ROAS, or return on account spend, where you basically are dividing the sales revenue divided by your ad spend, which in and itself, if you don't shut this video off yet, is not profitable, because you get a new customer through the platform that likes Mexican. It makes sense. If you think about this logically, somebody who likes Mexican food, that's searching for Mexican food on the app, finds your restaurant, orders, you have a good product, why are they not going to come back? And therefore, you don't need to just look at what you paid for ad spend to get that customer. Was it within 5 or 10% of the total sales price of your food, so that it's within the margins you need to be profitable, because that's not the value of the customer. There's way more value to what you paid for there than that initial order. And it's really hard to get advertising to where you're going to be paying 50 cents for in terms of advertising cost to get a customer or something like that, or $1, so that it is profitable on that first customer's transaction, because it's competitive. You have other businesses who want to do that as well. The person who can look at what lifetime value of a customer and use that to dictate whether or not they're going to run an ad are the ones that are going to dominate their local market. Simply put, and bottom line, assuming they have a good product as well still. So what you do though, a lot of people say, but Corey, I don't know what a customer is worth. You got to figure out what a customer is worth by, in the restaurant space, having your cashier at your physical business, assuming you have not just takeout only, and you just instruct the cashier to ask 100 people how many times that they've been to the restaurant, and just write it all down. And then from that, you can average out about and their average, what they spend on average as well, is what they should ask each person. And then you could average out what the average customer is worth. The average customer thinks he spends, at least 20 bucks a time, and he's been here at least 5 times. So therefore, if I get a customer through my advertising here on Uber Eats, I could count on $100 at least of future revenue from this customer. And so when I spend $5 to get the customer, and I know that that customer is really worth $100, I could justify the $5 customer acquisition cost. So you do that study, that survey up front to know about what you could pay, and then when you get into it, you'll know that it works. Versus what most people do is they're going to get into it and then they're going to say, does it work? Well, then you got to do this study anyway. But I can tell you already, if you have a good product and you want to expand your business, running ads on Doordash and running ads on Uber Eats is the first place I'm going to go, because these people are on the platform, they're ready to buy, and they already want food like what you're selling. It's the most relevant, most highest producing ROI ad that you could run online. Way better than Google, because they're already right there ready to buy with credit card in hand and so forth. So you start there, and if that works for you and you want to grow a little bit quicker, I would recommend going on Google, where someone's typing in Italian restaurants, if you're an Italian restaurant or whatever, and then diverting them to your site that way with a dedicated landing page to try to get their order or reservation right there on the spot, and or just tell them how to get driving directions to the place and that kind of thing. But you'd be hard pressed to find somebody that has good food, that has good ratings already, not get a return on Uber Eats sponsored ads if you're looking at lifetime value of a customer being more than what their initial transaction's worth, like I was saying before. As a side, if you're going to run these ads, okay, ads are better. Running these sponsored ads is better than running a promotion on Uber Eats. Why is that? Because you're going to get a totally different type of customer running the ad, even though the ad's going to be more expensive to acquire a customer than running a promotion. You're going to have better ROI overall in terms of, because that promotion costs money, you've got to give your food at a discount to get the customer. Why not invest that money into getting an advertising to get a customer who doesn't need or want a discount? Because the customers you get who do not want a discount are going to be worth more to you over the long run in terms of their lifetime value again. Going back to that again. And because that's just how things work. If you look at the case study and look into deal-a-day sites, Groupon, that kind of thing, you'll see the reason why that whole business failed is because people that offer discounts to customers get the wrong type of customers. They get people who want a discount. They're not going to be loyal to you. They want a discount. Therefore, it's an illusion whether or not you could get a customer in the door for super cheap or not. It's not the right person. Versus you get the person who is just simply looking for an Italian restaurant on Uber Eats and then finds your restaurant and goes to it and has a good experience. That customer is worth gold to you in comparison. So yes, it might cost you an extra $10 to acquire that customer initially, but they're worth a lot. So And basically what I would encourage you to do is to prove this to yourself and not just take my word for it. Map out what your monthly sales are going back 3 years, and then throw $50 a day at Uber Eats sponsored ads, and then watch your sales revenue grow. Because obviously like I said before, the big part of the value out of these ads is the repeat customer effect that you're going to get. Most of the value is in the repeat, not the initial, assuming you have a good product. And what you should be able to do is see your sales revenue overall incrementally go up once you've made that investment. If you don't be like what other people that fail at running ads, where they expect the return that they get to happen right away, because that's not how it works. Every customer is going to have to come back there 10 times to get the full value out of them, and that's going to occur over the next 18 months. If you can't afford to invest 50 bucks a day, you invest what you can afford to lose, 10 bucks a day, whatever. And then just keep it steadily running and see your sales revenue go up. Because, the restaurant business is seasonal. You should see your May being better than the previous May once you click these ads on. Your June being better than your previous June, and it should incrementally get better. And it might only be incrementally get better by 2-3% a month. But it'll keep that gap, will keep getting, in terms of what you had sales for the last year and the last couple of years for that month, and what you have this year, that gap in terms of the sales level of sales increase will get bigger and bigger. And what you should expect is once you max this out, your sales year over year will be 50, 100% higher than it was last year once you've maxed out Uber Eats sponsored ad for your business. And of course, or maybe adding in Doordash sponsored ads as well to that. These work very, very, very well, and it's very consistent, and it works basically every time if you have a good product. But that's how you are going to prove to yourself that it works, okay? So like I said, you'll kind of know you're on track to get that 50-100% increase in business that's coming in if you track your sales and you get like 100 to 200% ROI that it shows you on the app in terms of like what it can track in terms of that initial purchase. Then you'll know you're on track to get the 50-100% increase in sales from your budget over time once things are maxed out. Reality is that 200% ROI that it says you're getting inside the app, inside the advertising platform in your login, is really 1,000% ROI, but it doesn't calculate in the other 5 times they're going to come back on average. So to know if you're on the right track, in other words, you could see your ads say you're getting 100 to 200% ROI, you know that's really going to be like 800 to 1,000% ROI. Just trust me on that. So that gives you some general guidelines to know it will work for you long term before having to wait, 6 months to really see with the consistent budget you invest that things are happening the way that I'm saying it here. We've done this for both an actual Mexican restaurant and an Italian food restaurant, and got these same kind of results now. And just like I told you, we run ads on Uber Eats. We also run ads on Doordash. And they work surprisingly very similar to one another. I think almost they don't want to not be competitive compared to the other one, and they kind of keep their traffic costs the same. So anyway, with all this said here, to distill this down, you want to know your numbers up front. You want to know what the average amount of times, the average ticket size of people that come in, what they spend by asking 100 people, how many times have you been here on average, you think? Or how many times you've been here, you think, since you've started? How much do you think you spend each time on average? Then average it out and get your average lifetime value of a customer. Start up your ads. And, of course, most restaurants, if they could spend 10% or less in terms of their advertising cost in acquiring a customer in terms of what the customer spends, that's sustainable forever, and they can scale on that. So then you start your ads and you try to figure out if the cost of the customer, if you have a lifetime value of $100 of what a customer spends over time, and you're only spending $10 on acquiring that customer through your sponsored ads, then your money. And that's just going to keep producing revenue and profit for you from then on, now that you've got that dialed in. Of course, like I said, it's going to take a little while to really get that revenue back, because they got to come back a few times to realize it, but you're on track for it, and you've got it on lock. Now, if you don't get the return, like if you know you can't spend more than $10 to acquire a customer, and your customer lifetime value is $100, then you could simply go from auto bidding to manual bidding, and just whatever you're paying for a click now, reduce that what you're willing to pay a proportional amount. So if you're paying $20 for a customer now and you need to pay 10, well, you just take the current cost per click, what you're paying now, reduce it by 50%, and then that'll be your manual bid, and now you'll just get the customers at the cost that you want. So it's not a matter of if it will work for you if you have a good product. It's just a matter of to what level it will work. The higher you obviously can bid, the more customers you'll get, the higher you'll rank for the related searches where people are looking for food like yours on the app. So your goal is to want to, to spend as much as you can, of course, but there's a limit to where if you spend more than that per click, you're not going to meet your numbers anymore. So really, all you got to do is just know your numbers going in, go to manual bidding if you're not quite getting the numbers of the ROI that you want, and then now you'll have it. It's really that simple. So I'll pretty much wrap it up with that. That's the quick and dirty about Uber Eats sponsored ads, how to do it. And if you have any questions, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel, usually within a couple days' time. You can ask me any ad-related question you'd like. I'd be happy to try to answer it for you. If you're really looking to try to make advertising work for your business, your restaurant, whatnot, you should actually, this is the channel that you want to subscribe to, as I'm giving you information that I find personally in our ad agency work. And we have a few dozen accounts that we're consistently running on an ongoing basis to know what works. We have to guarantee results for our clients, and what we know works, I give to you direct on this channel. So it's the most relevant information you can find online, practically speaking. If you like my channel, you also can find my blog at guaranteeppc.com/blog, as well as you can follow me on my column on entrepreneur.com. But if you did find value in the content, I'd appreciate it if you would give the video a like. And with that said, going into a couple other things, if you are looking for somebody to just run your ads that can get you basically a guaranteed return on your campaign without paying any fees up front, that's exactly what we do at our agency. The only catch is we don't work with just anybody. You have to have a great product or service to market. But if you want to see if we can work together, reach out to me at guaranteeppc.com. I'd be happy to look over your stuff for free and see if we can potentially work together. If you are not looking to work with an ad agency but you want good results, you can actually reach out to us and see if we've worked in your industry before, and if we have, we can give you the templates that work for your industry, the ad templates, landing page templates, for a one-time fee, and get the same results we were getting without all the time and money spent to figure out what we had to figure out in your industry already. So we do have that available as well, and it's becoming more and more popular, which is why I keep mentioning it on my videos now, to where we got people taking these templates, starting up side businesses even, selling the leads off to somebody or taking 10% of the revenue and having somebody else do the work. So to start up a business, when you're starting with an ad template that already works for that industry, that's, it's like cheat mode, basically, to start up a new business. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I do want to mention as a last thing, if you have a lot of people saying, Corey, I want you to be able to show us real examples on this channel of how to practically apply the information you're giving. And the problem with this is all of our clients don't want to have us share their results on this channel. And I'm not going to just spend money on a fan campaign to demonstrate results, because that's extremely expensive. We're talking, 5 figures of investment just to show you one concept a lot of times. So what I'm saying here is if you don't, if you want to volunteer to let us do this, run your campaigns, we'll charge you nothing for the work, in which we normally charge a lot of money for our clients in terms of working with us, but you're willing to let us share on this channel what we're doing for you, then we can meet in the middle there. You got to have at least 400 grand a year in sales revenue for us to take you on, so that we know that you're going to be around for the long run as we do this case study, because it would be a longer term case study. But if you have that and you want to see if you want to take us up on that offer, reach out to us and I'll apply the concepts I teach on this channel to your stuff. It'll work, and then we'll show it to what we have to other people that want to replicate it for themselves. So if you're interested, just reach out to me at my firm, guaranteeppc.com. But I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on my next video where we have another great strategy for you then. Peace out.